Hello everybody, today we're going to talk about solving systems of linear equations by substitution. Okay, so here we have a system. We have two equations, y equals 2x minus 4 and 7x minus 2y equals 5. Now, substitution works the best when you have a variable, one of the variables, doesn't really matter which one, that has a coefficient of 1. Super easy to use that. You can do it anytime, it's just a little more work. But when one of your variables is sitting by itself like this, that's a tip off. I'm going to use substitution to solve this thing. So basically what it says is y is equal to this stuff right here. So I'm going to take that stuff and I'm going to substitute it into this other equation for y. So this is going to become 7x minus 2 times 2x minus 4 equals 5. Now, the reason you couldn't solve this over here was because I had two variables, okay? And now what I've done is I've turned it into one equation instead of two, and it only has one variable. So now I can solve for that variable. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this negative 2 and distribute it in here, right? So I'm going to get 7x minus 4x plus 8 is 5. Okay, now I can combine my like terms. So I've got 7x minus 4x. That's going to be 3x plus 8 equals 5. And now I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides. And I get 3x is negative 3. And finally, I'm going to divide by 3. And I'm going to get x equals negative 1. Okay. Now I'm not done. Now I know what x is. So I'm going to take x now, and I'm going to substitute x back into one of the other equations. I'm going to choose that one because it's already set up. Y equals 2 times x minus 4, so it's very simple to do. So I'm going to have y equals 2 times negative 1 minus 4. And so y is going to be negative 2 minus 4, and y is going to be negative 6. And I now have the solution. Okay, the solution to this thing is going to be negative 1, negative 6. And I'm done. Now, the beauty of this, instead of graphing, it takes a little more algebra. It's less work because you don't have to graph the lines. But the beauty of this is, if this came out to be, negative 1.0537 and negative 6.0243, I'm going to get that answer exactly. If I do it by graphing, I'm just going to have to estimate it because I'm not going to be able to graph that fine. So again, you should always test it. If I put negative 1 back in here, I get 2 times negative 1 is negative 2, minus 4 is negative 6. Perfect. Okay, if I put negative 1 in here, I get negative 7. I move that over here, that's 12. So negative 2y equals 12. I divide by negative 2 and I get negative 6 again. So it worked perfectly. Okay, let's take all of this and move it down a little bit. There we go. Much easier to see now. This is a problem though. And we'll see if we can get that little minus sign out of there. There we go. Okay, much prettier. All right, let's move on. Okay, solve the system by substitution. Now this is a pretty simple one because I know that y is 2x plus 3, but I also know that y is 5x. So here's what I get to do. I'm going to take the 5x and I'm going to put it in for y right here. And I get 5x equals 2x plus 3. And now I just solve this thing. So I'm going to subtract 2x. So that's going to give me 3x equals 3. I'm going to divide by 3. And I now know that the x is 1. So I can take 1, substitute it in right there. I can get y equals 5 times 1. I didn't write that down right, did I? And so y is 5. Okay, so my point, my answer is the point 1, 5. Check it. If I plug in 1, I get 1 times 5 is 5. Okay, that worked. If I plug in 1, I get 2 plus 3 is 5 again. Perfect. Okay, you get to pause the video at this point. I've got 2 of them set up here for you to do. Use substitution only and solve these 2 problems, then jump back on here and see how you did. Okay, so I'm going to take all this stuff, since it's all equal to y, and I'm going to substitute it in here. So I get 4x plus 2 times 1/2 x minus 5 should equal 0. I'm going to go ahead and distribute my 2 in here. So 4x plus x minus 10 equals 0. I'm going to combine my like terms here, so I'm going to get 5x here, and then I'm going to move the 10 to the other side. I'm going to do it at the same time. Whoops, it's not, oh, that's terrible. There we go, 5x is 10, and I divide by 5, and I get x is 2. Okay, so I'm going to take 2. I can plug it into either one of these equations. It doesn't matter which one. But I think this one would be easier, because if I do that, I can do half of 2 really easy. Okay, half of 2 is 1. 1 minus 5 is negative 4. So my answer is going to be 2, negative 4. So let's plug it in and see if it works. If I plug in 2 for x, I should get 4. I'm going to have to pause this and plug in, so hang on here just a second. Okay, so where was I? So I'm plugging the 2 back in here. Get 1/2 of 2 is 1. And 1 minus 4 is, or 1 minus 5 is negative 4, which is what I wanted. If I plug them both in here, I get 4 times 2 is 8, plus 2 times negative 4 is negative 8, so 8 minus 8 is 0. So it worked. Okay. So let's look at this one over here. Now this one, x is equal to this stuff. So I can substitute that in here, and I get 2 times 5y plus 3 plus 4y is negative 1. Now I'm down to one variable. It's the y this time I'm going to find first, but that doesn't matter. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and distribute the 2 in there, and I'm going to get 10y plus 6 plus 4y is negative 1. 10y and 4y is 14y plus 6 is negative 1. I'm going to go ahead and subtract 6 from both sides. 14y is going to be negative 7. And so now I'm going to divide by 14, and I'm going to get y is negative 1/2. Okay, that would have made that one a difficult one to graph and get the answer. It wouldn't have been horrible. I might have been able to guess it. But anyway, here we are. So now I'm going to take the 1/2, and you know what? I think it'd be easier if I plug it in here. I'm going to get a fraction. But if I plug it in here, 4 times negative 1/2 is negative 2. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I get 2x plus 4 times negative 1/2 should equal negative 1. Okay, so then this is 2x minus 2 is negative 1. Add 2 to both sides. 2x is 1, and divide by 2, and I get x is 1/2. So my point is going to be 1/2 negative 1/2. That's going to be my answer. And there we go. Okay, moving right along. Ooh, you buy a total of 50 guacamole bacon burgers, and left out a number here. Oh, no. You buy a total of 50 guacamole bacon burgers and Mike's Special Deluxe burgers for $450. You pay $10 per guacamole bacon burger and $7.50 per Mike's Special Deluxe. Write and solve a system of linear equations to find the number x of guacamole bacon burgers and y of Mike's Special Deluxe burgers. Okay, so here we go. Here's the thing we know. We know we buy some guacamole bacon burgers, and we buy some Mike's Special Deluxe, and we spend a total of $450. We know that the guacamole bacon burgers are $10. Whoops, no, I'm sorry, that's not right. We know that we do the guacamole bacon burgers and the Mike's Special Deluxes. We know we buy 50 of them total. Okay, there you go. Now we spend $10 per guacamole bacon burger, so that's 10x, plus $7.50 for each Mike's Special Deluxe. That's 7.5y. That's what equals $450. Okay. Now, I need to do substitution here. So, I need to get a variable by itself. So I'm going to take this equation over here. X plus y is 50. Now, I got two variables that each have 1. It doesn't matter which one I solve for. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to take away x from both sides. And I get y equals negative x plus 50. Okay? So now I can take this, and I can substitute it in for y. Actually, probably would have been easier to solve for x, because 10 is a very friendly number. You know what? Let's do that. Let's solve for x instead of y, because it's just a more friendly problem if we do it that way. All right, so then I would subtract y from both sides. I would get x equals 50 minus y. Okay, so we'll take this, and we'll substitute it in here, because I'd rather multiply by 10 than 7.5. So 10 times 50 minus y plus 7.5y is 450. Okie doke. So now I distribute my 10 here. So 10 times 50, 10 times negative y. So I'm going to get 500 minus 10y plus 7.5y is 450. Okay, I'll go ahead and subtract 500 from both sides. So that makes negative 50 over here. And I can also combine these together because they're like terms, and I get negative 2.5 y. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and divide by negative 2.5. And I'm going to get y equals, okay, so the negatives cancel out. This is going to be 20. So what does that mean? Y was the Mike's Special Deluxe, so I bought 20 of those. Now this got super easy, super quick, because I'm going to take the 20, I'm going to substitute it into that equation right there, and so I get x plus 20 is 50, and that's super easy to solve for. In fact, I probably don't even need to write that down. That means I bought 30 guacamole bacon burgers. Okay? So these are the guacamole bacon burgers. Which are delicious, by the way. And these are the Mike's Special Deluxe, which happens to be one of my favorite hamburgers. So there we go. We have 20 of these, 30 of these. And we're done with that problem. Okie doke. So we're done with this lesson. You're going to get to do 1 through 29 odd in class tomorrow, and I will see you guys later.